Welcome everyone to our third ceremony. We invite you to just take a moment to sit in a comfortable position where both of your feet are touching the ground. As we open sacred space, you're invited to place your hands palms up on your knees and just take a moment to breathe and feel your body as we open the sacred container, inviting Sekhmet, Hathor, Bastet, and all their facets to support and sustain the circle, this time together here today. I call upon the ancestors of the land where I stand in gratitude and devotion for the remembering, the awakening of our original blueprint. I call the elemental beings, the dragons of creation, of earth, fire, air, and water, to hold and support this container. I call my ancestors to guide me, to support us, and I invite you to connect and call your ancestors, your benevolent guides and allies to support and guide you as we journey today and as we continue to journey with the unfolding of this year. So take a deep breath and feel your connection to the earth through the soles of your feet, to the womb of Gaia, rooted, supported by your ancestors. And then take another deep breath and feel the liquid light, the support that is pouring in from the cosmic womb, from the celestial realm. Feel it through your crown. And then just breathe again, feeling your body here present in middle world, yet rooted and grounded into the lower world, the womb of Gaia, receptive and supported by the upper world in the cosmic womb. Just breathe that one more time, allowing gentle sound through your mouth, an expression of the pleasure of being in this body. Just feeling the liquid light of the full moon as Diana will guide us in this invocation, the Sekhmet.
Thank you, Nicole. Welcome everyone to Sekhmet's Gate. This is a prayer to Sekhmet. So breathe with me and attune yourself to her as you hear these words land and reverberate in your body. Behold, I smell the earth before the mighty one. Behold how I have kept vigil in the shrine of Sekhmet. Behold, I am the child of Sekhmet, the lady of the East. I am with her. I am one with her. I am Sekhmet, and the flames of all those who praise her. I am the hand of the powerful goddess, wearer of the solar disk. I am the twice beautiful one, more splendid than yesterday. I am she who goes forth with Ra. I am she. My hair is the hair of Sekhmet, the golden one. My eyes are the eyes of the lioness. My ears are the ears of the goddess. My nose is the nose of she who can sniff out evil. My teeth are the fangs which can devour the darkness. My neck is the neck of the divine goddess. My hands are the hands with long claws. My forearms, the forearms of the mighty one. My backbone is golden and it shines with splendor. My chest is the chest of the mighty one of terror. My belly and back are the belly and back of Sekhmet. My buttocks are strong as the goddess. My hips and my legs are the hips and legs of the goddess. My feet are the clawed feet of the lion goddess. I am Sekhmet, who cometh forth in the dawn. I am the power of Ra by day. I shall not be dragged back by my arms, and none shall lay violent hands upon me, lest I destroy them utterly. Neither man nor God shall hurt me, nor shall the living, nor shall the holy dead detain me, nor shall the demons destroy me in battle, for I am Sekhmet, and I shall eat off their faces. I am she who cometh forth. I am yesterday, and I am the seer of 1,000,000 years. I am the power of the divine judge. I dwell in the east. I am the lady of eternity, the unveiled one. My name is created to defy all evil. I am the flame that shineth in the sanctuary. I am Sekhmet. So feel what that feels like in your body to merge with Sekhmet, to be at one with her. Allow that to resonate and reverberate through your body. Allow this feeling to be accessible to you whenever you need to feel in your power, whenever you feel you're losing your way or being swayed by another's influence. Come back to this feeling, this centered, sovereign power seated on your throne. You are Sekhmet. So, an overview of today, we're going to go through a little bit of a presentation after we make some offerings to the fire for continued support. This will not be the fire ceremony that we'll do next weekend, but this is anything that you are wanting to pray for in your life, any struggle that you're working through, for any of these knots, just asking for support from Sekhmet to really invoke this merging, this release of the old, and filling yourself up, completely integrating all of your power. And then we will do some talking about this at 1 minute, and then anchor with a meditation and a review, and then another guided journey before closing our circle. So Nicole, if you would open the fire invocation to Sehaba, Mother of Gods, and then we can together, and you at home, just work with the fire. Have a candle, maybe a small cauldron or a place for ashes, and you can whisper your prayers, or you can write something down on a small piece of paper and offer it.
You can also offer some plants for the fire if you feel, and just your intentions as well. If you don't want to write in a piece of paper, you can just give it to the fire simply by gazing. So have your candle.
And sorry, yes, when you do that, if it's a plant, or you can whisper your prayer into the plant and then put it in the fire. Or just breathe your prayer into the fire, into the plant or the fire.
So have your candle close to you. So as I invoke, let's make sure that we are gazing at the fire. So I have the fan up, so I have to make sure it doesn't blow off my candle. So beloved Shehaba, you that have been guiding and supporting us in this journey, we ask you, we thank you, and ask you to continue to support us as we ignite the fire of transformation. So you may gently burn and melt away all that we are ready to give to you. We call upon your strength and power, but we humbly ask for gentleness, as we continue to commune and praise the sacred flames within and the sacred flames without. I will say a little prayer in Hebrew, Aramaic, that is just very, very simple. That is just calling the sacred fire, the sacred flame of the masculine and the feminine within us, which is ash, is fire in Hebrew. So, yeah. And you might want to repeat or not. It's up to you. So I just translate before I say. I will say, I am the divine masculine and I am the divine feminine. I am bliss and happiness. I am love. אני איש אישה, אני אושר שמחה, אני אהבה. Now repeat that 3 times. אני איש אישה, אני אושר שמחה, אני אהבה. אני איש אישה, אני אושר שמחה, אני אהבה. You just feel the sacred flames of your masculine and feminine. And then take a moment to close your eyes and just visualize that inner flame of your heart and womb. The coming together of your masculine and feminine into this heart womb space, into one flame. And just gaze at this inner flame as you inquire within. What is it that you're ready to whisper to the fire? What prayers, offerings coming forward to you today to get to the fire? So just take a couple of breaths here. Union of your heart, womb, masculine and feminine. Inquiring, what is it that you offer to the fire today? And I feel called to say one of my offerings out loud. So I will whisper to my plant here, to my sage. So I give to you, fire, my fear of being too much, my fear of not being loved for taking too much space.
And I whisper into the fire, similarly, Sekhmet, help me to release all projections of fear from my body, from my back, all that is not mine to carry, so that I may work with what is mine. Thank you for guiding us through that beautiful offering. And you can do this at home at any time as you work and tying knots in your thread. You know, if anything comes up that's really particularly difficult to move through, And you just need a little extra support from Sekhmet. Just whisper your offering, your prayer, your desire to the fire.
Mm.
So
So
take a moment, yes, moving on. And as we move on, Nicole's presentation, just take a moment to keep coming back to center and allow yourself to be in that in-between world where you can access the dream state and the psychic symbols and information coming to you intuitively as you continue to listen and perceive with all your senses.
okay. Oh, sorry. Me and technology. Oh no. So here we are in our spiral 3, reviving the alchemical solar-lunar codes of your sensual nature. And here we want to merge in union and continue to explore the full spectrum of our essence, of our emotions and expressions, embracing the polarities as there is no other way around but to allowing that full spectrum and then coming into that flame of the heart wound, that coming into center. So yeah, just taking a look at beautiful image of Sekhmet.
And noticing what comes up again, as we did last week. What are the polarities that you feel in this moment, gazing upon this form, this mirror of yourself?
And like, I want to share that I particularly find so interesting that she's actually like in this red, beautiful dress. We can call it dress. Yet her face, it's like, it's almost a polarity of the body, And so as you said that, it just came to mind. And I just, I just like this revealing of her sensual nature. Yes, it's very clear by her posture, by her face that, you cannot cross over, to her, boundaries. This is what is coming up for me right now. So sorry, go ahead, Jenna.
Yes, I was going to add that there is this powerful stance and there is movement and fluidity in it too. So
Yes.
there's like fire and water.
Yes. And then there's like a reflection, in her sun disk, like it's radiating and reflecting the sun as well. And plus, like the I forgot the scepter, yes, that she's holding, which is a papyrus. It's also grounding her, grounding in this greening and blossoming. And another thing that, yeah,
this radiance that's reflecting is also reflecting on her breasts, her chest, her heart chakra area. and her thighs.
Yes.
Rooting the power of our thighs. There's so much polarity with women and their thighs. And if you feel your thighs now as we sit here, you may notice, sometimes in some of these areas where the nerves are maybe pinched from holding, there can be a lot of constriction in our sphincter, our lower sphincter, our root sphincter. And then you can just, where those thighs are illuminated on her, sometimes like you can feel here and you can sense one way, but then you feel here. And sometimes it can be a little bit more numb because we're holding so much. So it's a great idea to massage here and allow this power, the energy to flow down and ground through your feet. And to really own this body. I mean, I have I have nice meaty thighs and this derriere, I get from my African mother. And for many years, I held everything tightly because, I grew up in New York City with lots of people about construction workers and just that unwanted gaze at a too young age just made me want to disappear and hide. And so I welcome Sekhmet now to fill these thighs, these juicy thighs, and my sexual centers with all the fire that I was born to inhabit in this body. And so the polarity, inviting these kinds of observations to surface, and then finding peace with it, finding a way to merge, and that this is what you offer into the fire. Anything that is like this bare-breasted, like, what happened if you went out like this? Oh my goodness, what's the initial reaction you would have? Holy hell, no way. Can you imagine what people would say? And what would it be like to go on a nude beach and own your body, inhabit all of this beauty? So bringing up this polarities and merging them in union, this is the work we're speaking of.
Yes. And I wanted to mention like that. Thank you for bringing this up, Yana, because yes, she's exposed, right? So she's, in her sensuality. I love how the dress is also dripping down as like the red river that is flowing through her yoni, actually through her womb, because the dress is covering like that solar plexus womb area. But her face has that expression like you cannot cross the boundary. So that's what was coming up. And this is what I feel like sharing, because for like, as you brought it up, so much of our radiance is hiding because, as I mentioned, for me, maybe what others are going to think, right? But there is a lot of that related to how the masculine will react to that, and I feel that we can call in this aspect of Sekhmet where she's stepping forward with her left leg. So she's holding the papyrus plant in her right hand. So she has that greening of the earth. And then with her left hand, she's stepping forward. So she's stepping into her femininity, but she has all the support that she needs, and the boundaries are there. And a lot of what I hear from women I work with, it's like how whatever they experience in the container of a workshop or in-person session, like of tapping into your feminine essence, how do you go out into the world with that? How do you carry that into the world in your space? to do so, right? Because in an environment where there's only us, how do you carry? So if any of that might come up for you, then we invite you to really tune in. And as Diana said, allow that liminal space within your brain mind to connect with the image, and what does that activate inside of you, and to explore however you feel comfortable. We're not saying for you to go out and walk bare-breasted, but if you do, let us know. This is a joke, but we're inviting you to explore. Maybe tomorrow, walk with your chest a little bit more open, right? So like I've observed with myself that, especially now being in Egypt, particularly, I have to be very aware of like how I might contract my body because of the attention I'm receiving, right? And then there are the moments where I like purposely expand, and how do I feel walking in that expanded, and how does it feel to receive the looks or the gaze, and to kind of not give attention to it and stay in that center space, which is not simple and easy. Well, I wouldn't say it's not simple, but it can be challenging, but it's a great exploration.
Yes, and we'll be doing a guided meditation later on to help you work with this as well. And as far as the picture too, depending on how you look at it, I know as a mirror image or if it's reverse, I could also see that the papyrus is in her left hand, the greening hand coming forward, and then the strength of the masculine aspect of the lioness, the right stepping forward. So either way, there's this yin yang, this merging, this balance, and this calling forth for this union.
Yeah, that's actually true. I don't know how I thought it was the left, but you're because I was looking from that perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can be both ways.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move to the next slide? So we just wanted to briefly share about the cosmic musings. So today it's a beautiful blue moon, full blue moon in Aquarius. Very relevant full moon, as is the second full moon consecutive. And we're not going to go into all the details, but we invite you, if you want to learn a little bit more, you can research about it. It's very important, and it's a timing of receiving cosmic or divine inspiration. And for us here today, we are communing with Sekhmet, Pastor, and Bassett, and inviting that cosmic milk to nourish us. So today is also the last day when the sun is in the Leo constellation. So starting tomorrow, I believe, then the sun enters in Virgo. So from fire, we're moving to earth. And then today we also had, or this last few days, I'm not sure exactly, but the sun was also aligned with the star Regulus, which is actually the heart of the Leo constellation. So that's also very relevant because we're still having that theme of the heart, and like expanding the heart. I would rather say heart and womb because I don't see it as separately. So we're like still like expanding and radiating this energy of our soul essence.
Yes, and I really feel this moving from the sun down to the earth, and us as vessels in between in this heart womb. We're bringing the sun into our belly, igniting this fire and rooting this feminine masculine on earth.
Yes. Yes.
Just feel that in your body a moment. So we've been communing with the sun, this fire. We've been embodying it. We've been understanding this fire. We've been allowing it, enabling it, bellowing, using our voice, our breath to make this flame larger and larger and help clear and bringing that goddess into our temple. And feeling now merging with her and sitting on our throne. And as we merge, we allow this red river to continue to flow downward and merge with the red rivers of the earth, those fiery, molten lava flows. So feel yourself this bridge, this divine spirit within this vessel, allowing this purification, this alchemical process of re-radiating yourself, resurrecting the goddess within you, remembering who you are. And as you remember, keep notes of, or just observe as the memories come forth, the threads of what your purpose is, your gifts to share with the world, what next steps to take in relation to others and in your community, in your work. Let yourself be ignited by this fire and rooted on the earth. Let it be birthed through your heart womb.
That's so beautiful. And with that comes this beautiful, which you just touched upon, Diana. But
there she is, sitting on her throne.
Exactly. There she is in her throne. She has, you know, Horus right on her shoulder, and which to me symbolizes that communion with like cosmic, right? The celestial wisdom that is pouring through.
Yes, I'm reminded of that image last week with her, with Horus on her crown.
Yes, 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 yes. And then on the image on the left, I've added this image because if you take a look at her breast, and that's a statue. I think it's one, I don't know exactly which museum, but it's a statue that it might be the one in England. She has, you know, roses or a flower in her breast. And also in the image that we are using for this immersion, she, you know, it's also painted a little bit, but here is a little bit more visible. So
it reminds me of a star also, of the sun.
Yes, exactly. So like it actually goes very well to what you just said, you know, taking the sit in the throne of your being, the heart womb, you know, and reclaiming the queendom of feminine wisdom. And I just love what you said before, Diana, like we've been communing with the sun. August has been a very powerful solar month, right? And now it's time to like take that into the earth, you know, and not to take into the underworld, but just to ground that so we can continue to sprout and continue to radiate.
The greening of the earth, enabling that photosynthesis, that alchemical union of sun and earth, fire and earth.
Yeah.
The sun being the air, right? The ether element too, honoring that Aquarian energy. The rays come down to us upon the wings of the wind, of the air, of Horus.
Yeah. And then I love this part also, she who, so full at one mint with she who roars and purrs. So I feel like that this is like extremely important because, you know, the roaring is like, maybe I'm pronouncing wrong, but allowing our voice, allowing all that full full spectrum that might come up, to be expressed either through movement, either through words in your journal, either through art, any channel, any medium that you feel called, but allowing your expression. And then noticing also, like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel more comfortable expressing like your anger or frustration, or do you feel more comfortable expressing your happiness and your pleasure? And just pay attention, like what feels more comfortable to you and what feels uncomfortable. So
Yes, and then work with what feels uncomfortable. I'll make offerings to the fire and merge with that. And also this roar purr, I feel this merging of the roar purr too. So it's not just there's a time for roaring and there's a time for purring, but there's also, you're like, I'm gonna just voice myself and do not challenge me because this is my voice. Whatever I'm feeling, whether it's something sensual or law, laying down boundaries, and it can feel good in your body. But when we step forward with that power, we leave no room for questioning the authority of our sovereign might.
yeah. Yes, and what just came to mind, just to clarify here also, is that every time we speak in this way, it's always with the awareness of your ego, right? So we are speaking from a place that, you know, like you're roaring and purring, but you're not doing that because you need to prove something to anyone or even to yourself. It's like that's the instinctual nature. It's coming from the belly. It's not coming from here. It's actually coming from that, like from the pelvic, from the womb. It's coming from our animal instinctual nature. Like the cats, right? I have a cat hotel here in my house, but the cats, they don't really do that because they need to prove something for anyone. They're like roaring, you know, and I mean not roaring, but they're purring or they're enjoying, and they're like in their body simply for the pleasure of being. So there's nothing to prove. So we also want to make sure that we are keeping ourselves in check. And, you know, this is not for this course, but it's just to bring it up that keep yourself aware. Like, are you actually doing that worrying and purring because you need to prove something, you know, because you need to be accepted or something, or is actually really coming from that deep space within you? And just notice, observe.
Such an important point. Yes. Just notice and observe that as that comes up, that the intention is always do no harm.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not even to protect yourself out of fear. It's to celebrate your life force energy. Such a beautiful point. Yes.
And I love what you said, Gianna, not to protect yourself. So it's kind of like going back to that first image when we were talking about like radiating your feminine essence, but knowing that there are the boundaries, right? So it's kind of like, I don't even need to put those boundaries because they're here, you know, and that, I think that comes with that roaring, and like, it comes with that positive aggression where it's actually, you know, like it's around your field, like no, you cannot mess with me, you know,
Yes.
and so
It's the fire of the roar, that resonance within the purr that's there. It's that spark of life that just
yes, yes,
creates space around your being for you to exist and expand and bring forth your gifts. Again, we'll do a little bit of a meditation with that very
yeah.
soon.
And you can always call her to when you feel that it's necessary. Call Sekhmet, you know, like connect with her. Call her. She will come. You will feel her presence. Okay. So yeah, I guess we touched upon that as well. You want to say
Yes, so
something,
this
Diana?
purring is the sweet softening, right? We're calling forth this power, but it's a soft power. It's the sensual dance within the flame. So as you feel more and more just firsthand this embodied sense of power, you know, at first it might feel like trying on some clothes that don't fit because you're not used to feeling this powerful, right? But when I had this experience once when I was doing a completely different modality called the Alexander technique. And this body worker was working on me, and like I was suddenly liberated from my spine. I felt like a baby on the table with just energy flowing freely in my legs and arms kicking. And you've seen babies do that. They're just laying on their back and just moving without inhibition, just energy flowing. And somewhere along the line, we start controlling maybe how our power flows. And so we forget that this power belongs in our body. So welcoming, right, that you belong in this world. Just feel that, how that lands. Every part of you belongs in this world. So scooping up those parts that are in the shadow, that have been shunned, all of it, we just offer it to the fire, transmute that energy, embrace back into wholeness. And all of that energy is our birthright. It is our spirit inhabiting and flowing through this body, and we don't need to hold on to it because it is, that's where the water and the fire, this sacred union, this yin yang, masculine feminine, feel that flow. It's soft, it's not hard, it's not trapping energy, it's not like uh grasping and trying to hold on to something. So welcome all of this in your body. And it's like what we were talking about, then we meet the world with this energy fully embodied. And this position, in this image, you know, it's both vulnerable and powerful. You know, going like this out in public, you ever, you know, feel like you want to stretch and bring your arms back, but maybe you don't because it feels like, oh, I'm going to expand too much in this space. It's like what Nicole was saying about being too big, taking up too much space. So here in this image, she's taken up all the space she needs, and she's bringing that sun down into her belly and rooting it into the earth. Oh, you are muted.
And her hips are open, so the position of her feet also is to the side. So she's also open. So her hands, her arms are open. I also see this vulnerable position as well, but it's so powerful. So that's, I feel like, the soft power, because she's in her softness as she's vulnerable, but there's like so much power to that. Yes, very beautiful. Okay. Okay, and then here we just have like an image of Hathor, as I feel her presence very much with this full moon. And this is a little prayer to Hathor that is found in the Temple of Isis in Philae. And I don't want to get into details here, but you know, like there is a relationship as well between Isis and Hathor. We're not talking about Isis here, but so you can find this union because they're all faces of, you know, of the one with thousand names. So yeah, just take a moment to feel, you know, just gaze at this image and just feel your connection to your heart, to your womb, and we just say a quickly invocation or prayer to her. O Lady of the beginning, come though before our faces. Oops. In this her name of Hathor, Lady of Emerald, Lady of Aset, which is Isis, the holy. So just take a moment to close your eyes. So you can stay with your eyes open if you feel gazing at the image, or close your eyes and just take a moment to feel that liquid golden silver rays that are pouring in from the moon, the sun, from the star Regulus, from Sirius, from all the cosmic alignments that are supporting our journey of remembering, reclaiming, reviving the wisdom within. They're supporting us to resurrect our original blueprint, our original bliss blueprint. And just imagine this emerald, this green ray that penetrates your body through your crown, entering your body and just illuminating your entire body with golden, silver, and emerald green rays. So once again, we have a triad of colors. So just feel, take a couple of breaths here, receptive to any messages or any guidance that the stars, the skies, the goddesses have to share with you. And that could be just a feeling, a sensation, an image, a symbol, or a thought, word. But the key here is your receptivity. So just receive a little bit more of this rays and feel the Lady of the Beginning, Hathor, blessing us with her cosmic milk, nourishing all that we are. And then you can also take a moment to just lift your hands near your heart. So just bring your palms close to your heart and just feel the very center of your palm. Just feel the energy here. Feel for a little bit more. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart whenever you're ready. Feel them merging and uniting. And know that as you walk in the world, you carry those flames with you. Everything you touch, everything, everywhere you walk, you're carrying with you. The codes and wisdom. So just to complete our presentation, I just want to leave this last image, which is very powerful as well. We have Sekhmet and Hathor, and then Ma'at, which is also a goddess, here representing the cosmic justice, because she's the goddess of cosmic justice. And then I just wanted to add this image. We just wanted to add this image as we are moving from the heart gate in this cosmic alignment. We'll be moving through the throat gate, but this is another complete conversation. So just feeling that heart union. We don't have, heart womb union as the goddesses support us in this journey. I don't know if you have something to add.
This
here.
is so beautiful. Yes, I feel the flames as this dark matter of the universe between us. These energy lines, these ley lines, and activating these flames not only augments our personal auric field, our power, our soul's sovereignty, our spirit embodied, ignited in this vessel, but then connects us to the fabric of the universe, the law, the order of the universe, Ma'at. And at the center of it all is just this love, this heart radiance. And it's where we are all connected and how we can move forward in the world, anchoring these codes, reweaving, reknitting, healing the fabric in communities. This is the way. Remothering.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
So thank you for this beautiful presentation. You wanted to say something in closing?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say in regards to what you said, I've this radiating that is coming from them, and it goes so well with what we just said, like we are carrying that into the world everywhere we go. So I just wanted to bring it up that actually the heart electromagnetic field is 60 times greater than the brain. So apparently it's like 5,000 stronger. I don't know exactly the numbers, but 60 times greater than the brain. So we are constantly emitting a field. We are constantly vibrating. Our thoughts are never just thoughts. There are thoughts and feelings, which also are emitting energy signature. So when we actually are joyful and blissful, we are changing the environment around us, literally changing the environment simply by just being us. And I think that's so important right now with everything that is happening in the world, just to keep in mind that our happiness and our bliss and our pleasure is actually medicine for the world, because it's actually that electromagnetic field will, permeate. I think it's, I don't know exactly correctly, but maybe 18 kilometers, like 360 around you. So pretty much when you like feeling that happiness, you're radiating, 18 kilometers, 360 around you, and anyone that is around that is ready to pick up that signal will pick up, and you might never meet that person, but that person might have picked up that signal and has an inspiration or come across something. So this is just for us to really acknowledge that we are magical beings, just like this goddess is here, radiating. We are constantly interacting and weaving with the fabric of reality. So,
Yes. So radiate your beautiful, unique essence and let it be a gift to the world.
yeah.
So, yes, blossoming in your authenticity, your true nature, your sovereignty. So, I just want to review very briefly. We've been talking about all this at one mint and these cosmic solar codes and the Ma'at and Hathor's cosmic milk, and really stepping into the power that Sekhmet invokes for us to step into. So just to review, we have come from meeting all these aspects, right? The fierce, fiery Sekhmet, the huntress, her soft lioness power, she who removes sharks from the fertile, divine, feminine, life-giving waters, and Bastet, daughter in her warrior power, maiden goddess of sensuality and fertility and childbirth, right? Who says yes to life. And Hathor and her cosmic nurturing milk, and the full moon, the queen mother nurturer. And this is where she's really being felt now, as we've been talking about, goddess of fertility and childbirth as well. So we began to identify what we want to take into this fire of transformation. And here we are now. We've worked with reclaiming this temple of ours, this embodied bliss, and resurrecting that goddess within. And we've taken what has come up and given them to the fire and tied knots in our thread, which we will then burn and release and reclaim in at the end of this week. So we want to keep loosening, sending those solar codes, those soft feminine power into those knots within us, loosening them within us, so that by the time we burn them, this is a symbolic act to finish releasing, like, this nuclear explosion of unknotting, releasing the power, that energy within us, and reintegrating it. So now we are merging, and this theme for the coming week will be welcoming the fullness of this moon and welcoming the feeling of this fullness as the moon wanes, just bringing that down into our bodies, into our heart, and down through our yoni and our root, inviting this sweet softening into this sense of this power. And maybe it'll be a bit bumpy or terrifying sometimes, depending on what you're working with, coming into presence with, and how long that has been. For others, it might be sweet bliss, or maybe ecstatic bliss. So we have a guided meditation to help with anchoring the Trinity of Sekhmet, the support in our bodies, for those moments as you walk through this week when you're challenged by people who may see you only as a reflection of part of themselves. So not even you, just projecting onto you. Or maybe they only know you as an aspect of who you are because you've kept other parts hidden, so that were not revealed. So now, as you unveil yourself to the public, you might occasionally feel timid, and just keep invoking Sekhmet and her triad radiance, reconnecting to your fire dance, breathing in her power and fanning that flame with Sa Sekhem Sahu or Sehaba, right? Tend to your altar, this temple of yours. So I would like to guide you into this journey now, this meditation. So make yourself comfortable. Maybe if you're watching this, if you need to pause and go to the bathroom or have a quick drink of water, do so now. And then set up a little nest and lay down, or you can sit on your throne. And I invite you to close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths for a moment as we invoke Sekhmet's trinity of support and become one with her. Maybe sound a little bit. Just to loosen any tension. As you envision this trinity of Sekhmet and her aspects surrounding, protecting, empowering you, feel how empowering and supportive their presence is. Sekhmet and her sacred fire, the soft power of sovereignty. Hathor and her mothering embrace. Bastet and her fierce protection, stalking the boundaries of your radiance, like a cat does. We call upon the fire of Sekhmet and her soft power to help you stand in your flame. Calling upon Hathor to support you only as a mother embraces her child. Feel her arms around you. Calling upon Bastet to guard the boundaries of your flame, the extremities of your light. She guards you even from your own ego, reminding you to remain centered in your power, in your sovereign throne. Feel your heart opening wide as the heat of your fire rises to dance through your breasts, spiraling upwards through your crown, igniting the power of your will back down at your solar plexus as you bring this sun into your belly. Feeling your creative purpose in your womb. And the flames rising, licking and tickling your throat to open your voice and throat chakra. Where at the roots, the flames heat dances and roots down through your perineum. Between your yoni and your anus, feeling the heat and warmth radiating down as a gift to Mother Earth. Your fire burns clear and bright, keeping the halls of your sacred temple clear. Your essence resonates harmoniously this way, without debris, without obstacle, so that when you pluck the inner string of your embodied spirit, you make blissful healing music with your very being. The vibratory waves of your harmonic resonance emanate from the fire of your being out into the world on wispy, fiery tendrils between spaces. The fire of your being moving out into the world with your writing, your voice, your art, your craft, your community work, your family communications, your very presence is a healing. Know that your sovereign power resides within you, even as you share your voice, your writing, your medicine. It does not go out with those. The part of you that is attached to these gifts must die for you to remain holy in your power. Bastet protects you from your ego as she prowls this circumference of your light body, releasing those attachments, returning all these parts, these mirrors, these shadows of yourself to center. You do not need to be attached to what you create and share with the world, calling it mine. What is yours is in your center, is your fire. The rest are just reverberations of your being emanating out into the world. Let them move out harmoniously into the world, making beautiful harmonics with a chorus of others while you remain centered in your power, inside the center of your wheel of life. When your ego is out of balance with Ma'at and attaches itself to the gifts that are meant for the world, this ego attachment is what must die. It is but a shadow, a mirror of a shadow that once was your essence, an echo propelling you round and round, high and low, into the undertow, entangled in the illusion of glory, all in search of a love that is already yours within. Let Bastet purr and hum, a resonance so vibrant it dissolves this egoic echo back into the flame at the center of your being, back into your essence, returning to resonance, back into harmonic alignment with your sovereign truth, the fire that burns within you, that began as a single spark of life, the essence of spirit that embodied your sensual flesh to feel pleasure, to sing, to make love, to dance and laugh, to feel such a wealth of emotion as to make you weep and lay prostrate with your womb upon the earth in gratitude for this life. Breathe your fire. Allow the fire to open your eyes and radiate. Feel your rooted connection to this earth. As we offer some closing prayers of gratitude.
So we thank you, Shehaba. Shehaba. We thank you for supporting and guiding us. We also thank the ancestors, the elemental beings, the dragons of creation, for holding the space for us as we come together today to receive all this magic and beauty. So let us fill our hearts room with gratitude and devotion. Taking 3 deep breaths through the nose, and then I'm inviting you to breathe out through your mouth with a sound. So that can be a word or just a sound. So I'm going to do it myself without words, just with sound. So just breathe in and feel the gratitude and devotion. Again, it could be any sound, any word, just allow it to come through the mouth. It can be just a gentle sigh. And then one last time, breathing in, feeling gratitude, devotion, radiance, bliss. And breathing out to the mouth. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bliss. Blessings. Reach out to us if you have any questions or need support with anything. Call upon Sekhmet and let your fire burn.
Thank you.